Hi, my name is Angela and I'm a Canadian exchange student in Taiwan. After the semester ended, my friends and I took a 4-day trip to Kenting for a beach vacation. We first took a 2-hour ride on the high-speed rail from Taipei to Sightseeing Station. Since we are studying in Taiwan, we were able to get a student discount which ranges from 12% off to 50% off for specific trains. Then from Sightseeing Station, we took the Kenting Express bus for another 2.5 hours to the Kenting Arch. As soon as we got off the bus at the Arch, we walked about 5 minutes down the main street to check in at our hotel, the Star Inn 888. Once we got settled, we walked to the nearby beach just across the Kenting Arch to enjoy the beautiful sunset. Since we were pretty hungry from our long journey, we explored the Kenting night market and ate a whole bunch of street food. Then we met up with our friends from school who had come a day earlier than us. We chilled in our room for a bit and then went to a bar in the night market for some delicious cocktails. We stayed out pretty late to celebrate my friend's last night in Taiwan, and during the next 4 days of our beach vacation, we ended up saying 6 goodbyes in total, as many of my friends were leaving to go back to their home countries. The next day we woke up pretty late and got some food from 7-Eleven. Then we head down the street to find scooter rentals for the 4 of us. We ended up renting super cute electric scooters for 350 NTD each, which is a pretty good deal, and the store owner was super friendly and even had a baby Shiba. From there, we rode to Xiao Bali to go snorkeling. We rented some equipment from the vendors there, which was pretty cheap, and I regret not renting swim shoes because the rocks were super sharp. After snorkeling for a few hours, we rode our scooters to Baishawan, also known as White Sand Bay. I learned that the ending of Life of Pi was actually shot here, which is pretty cool. As the sun was going down, we just relaxed on the beach and in the water. After the sun went down, we rinsed off and met up with our friends at Ali Seafood, where I had dined the last time I was in Kenting. The seafood was once again super delicious and cheap, so we enjoyed a nice big feast. After our late dinner, we rode our scooters all the way down towards the southernmost point of Taiwan to find the darkest spot where we could do some stargazing. And somehow we ended up stargazing in a cemetery before heading back to our hotels for the night. The next morning we woke up and rode our scooters towards the Uluanbi Lighthouse. When we arrived, we decided not to enter, but we did grab some drinks. My friends got mango shakes and I got a fresh coconut. Then we kept riding until we got to Longpan Park, where I had already visited twice before but didn't mind going to again because of its beautiful, vibrant colors of the land and sea. Then we hopped back on our scooters and rode all the way to Hobihu Harbor. Riding scooters in Taiwan has to be the activity I'll miss most once I leave. I remember the first time I tried it was during my first trip to Kenting, and I was so nervous, but it was much easier than I expected. Hobihu Harbor is home to the fish market that I wanted to eat at last time I was in Kenting, but the lines were way too long that weekend. I'm so glad I came back to Kenting because I was finally able to try the famous seafood there, which was so insanely cheap and delicious. The assorted sashimi is incredibly fresh and 40 pieces is only 200 NTD. We ordered a bunch of dishes and had another amazing seafood feast. I'm telling you, when in Kenting, you have to eat as much seafood as you possibly can. After lunch, we head to Nanwan, also known as South Bay, which is the best beach for water sports and activities. Unfortunately, that day the waves were way too high and dangerous, so we weren't allowed to go swimming or surfing. We just relaxed and sunbathed for a few hours and enjoyed the beach life. After watching the sunset from the beach, it was time to return our scooters, so we head back. This was a place that we rented our scooters from. I highly recommend them if you're looking for a scooter that's both cute and affordable. Next door to the scooter rental place, there's a gongcha where we got drinks from every day of our vacation. After grabbing one, we head back to our room to get cleaned up, and then we went to eat dinner at a sit-down stir-fry restaurant down the main street. The next day we slept in again and then walked across the street to eat at this Singaporean restaurant, which was really delicious and not too expensive. Then we grabbed our go-to drinks, an iced matcha latte with grass jelly and a green tea with yogurt from Gongcha on our way to the first beach we went to when we arrived in Kenting. Since it was our last day in Kenting and we didn't have our scooters anymore, we just chilled at the beach all day, sunbathing and taking pictures. This beach just across from the Kenting Arch is definitely one of the quieter ones with very few people, but still a really nice beach. We even saw a double rainbow, which was super beautiful. We relaxed on the beach until it was dark out and then head back to our hotel where we got cleaned up and got ready for dinner. We walked all the way down the main street to enjoy a fancier dinner at a Thai restaurant, which was really delicious. Afterwards, we head back down the night market towards the hotel and picked up some cocktails from the street bars on the way. I once again got a cocktail in a blood bag that I had last time I was in Kenting from the same street vendor. Then we head to the same beach to enjoy some music and our drinks by the water since it was our last night in Kenting. After chilling on the beach for a couple of hours, we walked back to the hotel to get ready for bed, and on the way back we even saw some fireworks. The next morning we got up relatively early to check out of the hotel, and then we took a taxi to the fish market at Hobihu Harbor where we enjoyed our last meal in Kenting. We dined at the same restaurant as before, and obviously we ordered a lot of seafood including sashimi, shrimp, and squid. We just ordered off the menu because it's easier, but you can also pick and choose your seafood from the tanks outside, as you can see by this giant lobster. Then we walked down the pier where my two other Canadian friends and I would be catching the ferry to Orchid Island. After picking up our tickets, we said some tearful goodbyes to our two friends, one of whom was leaving for Taipei to catch her flight back to Germany the next day. So that was the story of my second trip to Kenting. Stay tuned for my vlogs from Orchid Island, Green Island, and Taidong, and thanks for watching!